We all have that second utensil drawer that's jammed full of everything, or the container that has all the different pieces shoved into it. I just felt that there was a better way to do that. The brief I took into this year was to improve the function and use of the most common manual utensils in the kitchen. I wanted to do this in an elegant and stylish manner that seemed also almost to have a moment of mystery about it. With my brief in hand and my vision in mind, I started about my research. I've always been drawn to Japanese homewares for their simplicity and interaction with each other. I felt that I could draw something from this for the form of this design. My market research showed me a lot of products that were doing the same thing over and over again, and I really wanted to break away from that, and I feel that that's the innovation of my product, not just hanging it on a hook or slotting it in another slot inside a drawer. Having it almost a sculptural piece adds to the emotional connection that it can achieve. During ideation, I had lots of different ideas that all seemed pretty valid, but I had to refer heavily to my brief initially to stay on track and resolve it into something that was acceptable. I went through 3 different stages where I had a different design each time, just because it would evolve and then I would decide to change something and it would take it in a different direction and then it would evolve differently again before I finally got it to where it is now. The development stages found a lot of resolution in my product. I was able to fine-tune the form and the interaction. Because of the simplicity of the design that I wanted to achieve, I had to focus heavily on the interaction with the consumer. So that challenged me to develop a way to encourage the consumer to have an emotional contact with the product. And this really drove the design further. Once I had the design into the prototyping stage, it felt really good to get the last few wrinkles out and start forming it into a final product. Getting your hands on and trying something for the first time, especially when you've designed it, is always a really rewarding experience. The difficulties I had through the overall process were mostly based around choosing a direction. I found that designing for myself and not for a client gave me too many options, and I felt that would have helped. But apart from that, I was usually pretty sure on what I wanted to achieve, and I felt that helped get to where it was, especially when I was changing the design so many times to try and fit in with the brief and make it a competitive product. My target market is residents of apartments and small houses that have limited kitchen space and usually rent. This influenced the design to become a benchtop rack with limited number of utensils. With the limited space already, having too much on their benchtop only inhibits further the space they have for preparing food. My design uses a magnetic suspension system. Holding the utensils in this way avoids any physical interaction between the rack and the utensil, which can usually make it hard to clean and catch food when used in the cooking space. This, coupled with the combination of utensils, improves the function. I've combined the utensils because I felt that a lot of the utensils were doing the same job, or at least similar jobs, and they could be adapted to decrease the number required in a set. Say, a big spoon and a ladle are both pretty similar objects, so why not add a pouring lid to a big spoon? The arrangement of magnets that I've employed allow the utensils to attach to common household cookware, adding value to their function. My design has a minor focus on using sustainable materials. I've employed a biodegradable plastic and FSC-approved Australian bamboo. The plastic I've used is from a company called Biome, HT90. It's a new product, yet it's been shown to resist higher temperatures than other biodegradable products while still maintaining all of the other standard features and qualities. The bamboo is a quick growing and sustainable product, and while there are excesses in the machining process, I found a commercial application for the leftover product. Another focus of my final design is the touch point of removing and attaching the utensil to the rack. I wanted a really gentle feeling that almost required you to lay the utensil down and gently lift it off. I felt that having such an interaction on the product would encourage further sort of emotional attachment. This, coupled with its almost sculptural appearance, adds to the appreciation.